Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome back, friends. So, today's talk or lecture is all about clauses, gerund and infinitives and coordinating conjunctions, three distinct areas of grammar, and a lot depend on the way we construct our sentences. A lot depend on how effectively we use clauses, coordinating conjunctions, and of course, gerund and infinitives are integral part of grammar, and also how we articulate our speech and written communication. So, here is a look at the objectives of today's lesson. To understand what are clauses, how do gerund and infinitives function, and why use coordinating conjunctions. Please take a look. The web world is full of information about these aspects of grammar. For more information, you can always look up. There are plenty of excellent websites available, but here I am just giving you an overview. So, what are clauses? A clause is defined as a grammatical unit of words, and it is also part of a sentence and has a subject and a finite verb of its own. The difference between a phrase and a clause is that a phrase has no finite verb, clause has some meaning. Phrase is a group of group of words, and clause has some sense, some meaning to it, although it may depend on the main clause for its complete meaning, but even a subordinate clause has the capacity to stand on its own. A sentence is a group of words, remember, that has at least one finite verb. So, what are clauses? A clause has two defining features. It has only one finite verb in it. A finite verb, if I may explain it here, is a verb that has a subject. We will do more. If you need more explanation, we will as we go deeper into today's lesson, you will find or you will understand what exactly I mean by finite verb. It contains at least, so clause contains at least one subject and one predicate. A sentence like Ram is the man who owns this company. Ram is the man who owns this company, the subordinate clause. The emboldened words, the highlighted words describe a quality of Ram's. At the same time, it has a definite subject who as well as a finite verb owns. Hence, who owns the company is the clause here. If you just use the expression or the clause who owns this company, it does not make full complete sentence, but it does make some sense. But Ram is the man, okay, but however, for its complete meaning it depends on the clause who owns this company. So, that is the way clauses function. Now, types of clauses, there are 5 types of clauses. Please look at this slide. Main clause, that is independent, subordinate clause dependent, adjective clause also like Ram is the man who owns this company, she is the one who is to be blamed for the entire problem. So, relative clause, adjectival clauses, noun clauses, adverb clauses. Main clauses convey a complete thought and meaning, and hence they can stand alone. It can stand alone as a complete sentence. I ran for 10 miles today, complete sentence. and I feel good. So, and I feel good is the conjunction. So, we are calling, you see, this is uh, uh, a coordinating clause, you know, and it is stands on their own, joined by the conjunction, coordinator, and. I ran for 10 miles today makes complete sense. I feel good makes complete sense. Two independent clauses joined by one conjunction, and. Types of clauses, again continuing, subordinate clauses, they cannot stand alone and hence a part of a sentence. Like Ram is the man who owns this company. Who owns this company does not make complete sense. Therefore, it is a subordinate. Subordinate clauses, remember, cannot convey and complete an idea or thought. So, as I already mentioned, there are three types of subordinate clauses: relative or adjectival clauses. They begin either with a relative pronoun, who, whom, whose, which, that. Remember these words, these are relative pronouns. They indicate towards something. I bought a table. Which table? Okay. So, I kept the book on the table which I bought or that I bought last year. So, there might be perhaps several tables in my home, but the table that I bought last year or the table that I bought last week. So, a definite table pointing. So, here you have a relative pronoun pointing towards a particular table. A relative adverb when, where and why, and it describes a noun. So, relative clause describes a noun. Here is the car that he really liked. Which car? Here is the car that he really liked. A noun clause functions as a noun in a sentence. For example, give the baggage to whoever lays claim to it. The noun clause is the object of the preposition to. An adverb clause functions like an adverb. It modifies the noun and answers questions like how, when, etc. For example, she won because she worked hard. So, it gives reason, adverb of reason here. So, it is an adverbial clause. Now, here is an exercise, identify the clause. Good morning everyone. Today I am going to go over the basics of the project that was given the green light last month. So, that was given the green light. Which project? That was given the green light last month. Social impact bonds are a new and innovative financing vehicle for social programs that flip traditional government funding structures on their head. She recently got transferred to a company in London because it is a thriving hub of venture capitalists. Data analysts are people who examine, clean and thereby model data. And again continuing, this time's turnover was good and we are expecting a breakthrough result in our project as well. Number 6, what I heard in the meeting today gave me a near heart attack. Number 7, what we learn from the life of Steve Jobs is that working hard always pays off. The company which cornered the market on telephones was ABC Retailers. So, identify the clauses, the clauses that are underlined and identify what are they. So, exercise and answers here, answers to the first exercise. First one is relative clause, use of the relative pronoun that. Second is relative clause as well. Third is adverb. Why did she move to London? Because it is a hub for venture capitalists. Number 4, relative clause, please identify the relative pronoun there. Number 5, main clause, because the clause can stand alone. Number 6 is noun clause. Number 7, noun clause, and number 8 is adjective clause or relative clause. So, please, if you get a little bit, if you are getting confused about these, and if this for the first time you are coming across this kind of grammar or these concepts, Please look them up for more understanding. Net is full of examples for all kinds of clauses. It is one of the most popular category and it is not really all that difficult. Clauses add a lot of value to your sentence construction and the way you structure your sentences. Otherwise, if you construct all sentences, if it's your writing is or your speech is full of simple sentences, it would be very unsophisticated and inelegant. In order to make your writing or speech better, you must use clauses and it comes with practice. So, understand what are clauses and practice them in your everyday communication. Moving on to the next topic, conjunctions. Conjunctions connect words, phrases or clauses together like and, but, however, as well as, either or, neither nor. So, these are traditionally divided into three categories: coordinating, correlative and common subordinating. What are coordination conjunctions? So, these are the simplest of conjunctions to recognize and understand. Coordinating conjunctions are placed between words, phrases or clauses of equal rank. For example, Vedant prefers to study maths or history. Google Finance Update will let you follow finances and stocks. And coordinating conjunctions, there are 7 coordinating conjunctions. For, it explains reason or purpose. I do not wish to invest now, for the markets are dull. I did not go there, for it was raining. So, it explains gives you a particular reason and it combines one with another. Shyam came and Hari came as well. United Kingdom and the European Union agree on the outline of the Brexit bill. Nor. So, we use it to combine untrue things. It is used to present an alternative negative idea to an already stated negative one. She was not set free, nor was she served justice. So, a negative sentence. Continuing with coordinating conjunctions, but it is used to express exceptions. I like to go to Italy, but I do not have any money. He came, but I was too busy to meet him. Next coordinating conjunction, or. Usage of or lets you choose between options, either or. Okay. Either he goes or I go. Should I stay or should I go? Yet it is similar to function to but and it is used to introduce a contrasting idea. So, yet there is an increasing evidence of global warming, yet we do nothing to prevent it. And the next conjunction, so, it indicates consequences. He was sleepy, so he went to bed. Therefore, he was sleepy, therefore, he went to bed. Coordinating conjunctions, for example, if you notice that in these examples, a comma immediately precedes the conjunction, but it need not be the case always. In short sentences, the comma is sometimes omitted. It was, for example, it was Friday and the market was crowded. So, this is a short sentence. It was Friday, the market was crowded, two independent clauses joined by conjunction and does not really require a comma. Conjunctions are also used to begin a sentence. For example, but the truth is these steps will not make up for the 7 million jobs that we have lost over the last 2 years. So, but the truth is. So, but you can begin a sentence with a conjunction. Here is an exercise for you. Identify the conjunction in each sentence. It is believed that GST will improve tax compliance and impact tax collection. So, identify the conjunction. I do not visit my friends, nor do they visit me. It is a small house, yet it is spacious to accommodate the family. The stray dog must have been hungry, for it ate everything immediately. The Prime Minister is visiting Spain, so she is learning Spanish. Fill in the blanks with the correct coordinating conjunction from the options given below. First, she can speak Spanish, dash French, but and for. The choices are given. See what fits best here. Oil prices rise ahead of OPEC meeting dash uncertainty lingers, nor for but. Is Bitcoin a currency dash commodity or yet and? Save now dash that you can invest later, nor so yet. MP hasn't paid its due dash has it settled its litigation for or nor. Yeah, so answers exercise 2, first and second nor, third yet, fourth for and 5. So, you use the words and you will find how accurately they fit in. And here are the answers to exercise 3. First is and, it adds one to another. The idea is she can speak both Spanish and French. She speaks Spanish and French. Second is next is but is used to express exceptions. Here the sentence begins with remarking that oil prices have risen ahead of the meeting, in spite of that uncertainty lingers. So, but or using or presents you with an alternative or choice in the sentence here. The question is to choose between two options, currency, commodity and or. Number 4 is so. So is used to show consequences or result. Here the consequence of saving money is that one can invest later. Number 5 is nor. Nor is used to indicate an alternative negative idea to an already stated negative idea. So, the answer is nor. Remember here what is the sense? MP hasn't paid its dues. Added to that, it also hasn't settled the litigations. Thus, two negatives are linked by nor. And from here we move on to what we earlier talked about, one of the objectives, gerund and infinitives. So, let us start with infinitives. What are infinitives? Now, look at the slide here. The infinitive is the basic form of a verb. That is not saying much, but infinitive is a form of a verb. It has two forms, 2 plus base verb. Base verb is verb by itself. Okay. So, base verb, for example, he intends to leave on Friday. He must leave on Friday. I would like to eat some fish. To is human. So, infinitive takes a to. Gerund takes an ing, infinitive form takes to. The infinitive, remember, is a form of the verb that often comes after the word to, to, and acts as a noun, adjective or adverb. The word to is frequently used with the infinitive, but this is neither an essential part or sign of it. For example, look at the following sentences. Would you like a cup of tea? Or would you like to have a cup of tea? We need not wait for Michelle. So, the word to is, remember, frequently used, but this is not an essential part or sign of it. The infinitive without to is used after the verbs like shall, will, do, did, would, should, may, might, and the verb must, can and could. So, she may go, Madhu shall do it, you can swim. So, infinitive without to. Now, here is an exercise for you. Give the correct infinitive form of the verbs, and here do not use to. So, does, sitting, walking, met, rains, drives. How to use infinitive here without to? So, do, sit, walk, meet, rain, drive. This is the answer. Moving on to the next aspect of grammar, the gerund. Now, as I told you already, generally gerund uses the ing form and ing as a noun. So, walking is his favorite pastime. we are not using walking as a noun or present continuous now. Walking, I am sorry, we are not using walking as a verb or present continuous. Here walking is used as a noun. So, walking is his favorite pastime. Remember, so word walking here is formed from the word walk by adding ing. And also note the word walking is used here as the subject of a verb and hence does not or hence does the work of a noun. So, Gerund does the work of a noun. Swimming is a very good exercise. So, we are not using swimming as a present continuous verb, we are or tense, we are using swimming as a noun. Gerund is a verb noun and is therefore, it is often called the verb noun. Gerund is often called the verb noun, and here are some more examples. Reading is a good habit, smoking causes cancer, Madhu likes reading the newspaper. See, reading the newspaper here is not a present continuous. Madhu likes to read the newspaper, that is the sense here. The gerund, like we have seen in the previous slides, notice how the gerund, like a noun, is the subject of a verb. Also like a verb, it takes an object, thus indicating that it has the force of a verb. A gerund can be defined as that form of the verb which ends with ing and has the force of a noun and a verb. Remember, we do not use gerund and infinitive in one or in the same sentence. Madhu likes to reading the newspaper, we do not say. This is very this is not the correct form. So, Madhu likes to read or Madhu likes reading. We do not mix infinitive with gerund. Look at the next exercise here, exercise 5, and give the correct gerunds form of the verbs given in the bracket. Preeta dreams of set up her own shop. He should give up gamble. I can't help fall in love with you. Manu enjoys play chess. Madhav is tired of wait. And answers are given here: setting, gambling, falling, playing, waiting. Now, gerund or infinitive. Often learning to use the gerund or infinitive can be confusing, like all parts of grammar. Some verbs are followed by gerunds while some verbs are followed by infinitives, and some verbs can be followed by gerunds or infinitives. So, we do not know what to do, what to use. So, here are few tips. One usually finds a gerund after a preposition. For example, she is afraid of swimming. So, of is the preposition, swimming is the gerund. She is afraid to swim, but in this sentence the preposition is not used. This is just an infinitive. Again remember, usually the gerund is used for an action that happens before or at the same time as the action of the main verb, and the infinitive is used for action that follow the action of the main verb. I enjoy playing football, okay, which means that you enjoy while playing. I decided to watch the match. Here watching the match is an action of the decision made. So, the first is gerund, second is infinitive. Now, choose the correct form of the verb gerund or infinitive. Sherry dislikes learning to learn maths. Madhu asks to talking to the client. She is keen on to working in the IT sector. A miser prefers to save or saving his or her money. Are you interested in investing to invest in the company? And here are the answers. Learning, first is learning, second is to talk, third is working, fourth is to save, fifth is investing. Sherry dislikes learning. Madhu asked to talk. She is keen on working in the IT sector. A miser prefers to save. Are you interested in investing in the sector? So, this is what we have done today. We have practiced our conjunctions, the coordinators. We have also done some clauses and we have done gerund and infinitive. Okay. So, thank you very much. We will soon meet for more grammar.